Well, plans change. I got my wife called me into the garage or into the house for a minute to help her do something, whatnot. And we've been in contact with this gentleman since yesterday about this parts that he has, and been waiting to hear back from him. And he just now got back to me a few minutes ago. And so it's supposed to storm really bad tonight. They're saying like 8 o'clock, give or take, somewhere in that time frame. And this place is an hour and a half away. Sorry, I'm moving the camera around. I'm trying to get things around as quick as I can because I want to get on the road. But anyways, it's a whole bunch of Shelby Charger parts. 1983 car. I'll get into the story maybe later. More on that maybe. I don't know. Supposedly he built some kind of a race car, whatnot. And where did this come from? So anyways, got to unhook the car trailer and empty the truck. There's just some cement blocks in there from where I hauled that car the other day. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to hit the road. My wife is going with me, so that's awesome. I appreciate her riding along. About an hour and a half drive, give or take. But we'll go over the parts once I get home. And again, sorry, I'm trying to hurry and get this done, and so I can get on the road. So we'll catch you in a bit. All right, so as you saw in the beginning of this video, I was kind of in a rush yesterday, and yes, this is the next day. And the reason I was in a rush wasn't because we had a schedule to meet, so we actually didn't set up a final time until we was getting ready to leave. But we did have that time frame, a general time frame set in place. So that was the one reason. So we kind of had to get on the road and get going. The second reason was they were calling for some major storms last night. And they were saying it was going to hit here like starting around 7. And as it was, we didn't get back till just after 6. And it didn't storm here until like 10. So we would have been okay. But, if I can beat the storm, by all means, I'm going to try to beat it. Because, they were calling for hail and who knows what else. Luckily, we didn't get any of that. But so what was the rush? This was the rush. So this is all kind of hard to see everything because there's a bunch of 2 stacks of, let me try to slide over here. All those boxes are full. And that stack all the way down is full. A few little pieces laying here, and then some more stuff fell down inside the engine bay of this Daytona. So this stuff got posted, and it wasn't terribly far away. Hour and a half one way, so we ended up scheduling it and went and got it. Like any parts lot that we purchase, we don't cherry pick it. We go and take it all. We'll take everything. The gentleman was super awesome. He was in his late 70s, and he was talking about he used to road course race at Mid-Ohio here, Shelby Charger. So anyways, he was telling me all about that and the experiences he had with that. And then he also worked at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for several years as an official. I think he said he was a timekeeper. But it was nice talking to the gentleman, and some of the stories he told me was pretty cool. But anyway, so we got there, and it was all sitting in a corner. So we just opened the box real quick just to confirm that it was, parts that we were taking, because he did say he had some other parts that he thought was mixed in there, or some other stuff that he thought was mixed in with this lot. And so we wanted to confirm, obviously we don't want to take anything that doesn't belong to us. So we did that, and I just threw it all in the truck, closed the truck all back up, and we headed back home. So I've literally not even really, per se, I mean, I've seen in every box, but I haven't dug through every box. So any parts lot that we buy, it's come to be expected that you're going to have good stuff, and then, you're going to have junk. And that's what it is. It's the way it goes. It's not the end of the world. I'll sort through it all, and we'll salvage what we can, and whatever we can't, we'll toss in the back of this Turbo Z, and we'll go on with life. So let's get started and try to show you what you got. Now remember, this is all of this is Shelby Charger parts, and he had an 83, so None of this stuff should be for a turbo car because, you know, he didn't have a turbo car and he done all kinds of modifications to his. So this all should be 83 Shelby Charger parts. So to start off with, we got left and right A-pillars. They're yellowed, and I'll look at them a lot closer as we get things put away. As I go through this more, you know, confirm whether they're broken. They're actually pretty soft, and that was one of the things he was telling me, was that all this stuff had never really been stored out in a like a storage shed or, you know, anything like that. It was all stored in a dry garage. So that probably helped preserve some of the plastic. But we got a driver's door glass with some kind of a film. We got several of those already. We'll just add that to the pile and, you know, see what we can come up with if we can find a buyer. This was could have been a decent piece. This is the rear, you know, driver's side sail panel for an 83. 83 is going to be specific because it has this, actually 83 Shelby Charger, I believe, has this felt, soft, padded material in there where the third window would have been. But it's broken at this end, and it's pretty brittle. And I don't know. We'll look at all this closer once I get done with the video. We got a nice blue taillight panel, interior trim panel that covers the rear taillights. It's a pretty nice looking piece. Then pieces like this goes around above the windshield, and it's the headliner trim, upper windshield trim on the inside. It's metal. Obviously it's not going to go bad, so that'll probably end up going in the car. Here's another part. This is factory fuel lines, fuel pump for a 2.2 carbureted car. They're not in demand. They're not something that, you know, will probably ever have any demand. You know, it's just steel line, but yes, it's formed, but it's not like it goes bad. There was 2 sets of door panels, and this one looks like the speaker grills are good. This one doesn't have speaker grills at all. Now that's interesting. I will say this is new to me. I have never seen a Shelby Charger without front door speakers, and there's no hole in the back. That's interesting. If you know more about that, that's something that I will be learning about, because like I said, I've never seen that before. We got a headliner board. It looks pretty nice shape, truthfully, and I know that these can be fragile, so we're gonna try to sit it over here for now so it doesn't get broke. Got a blue cargo carpet. It's stained up and dirty, but it is here. And this would be the pad that goes on the back of this. And then there was 2 of these wheel well liners. It actually sits like this. This would be the passenger side. The driver's side is up in the engine bay of this Turbo Z. This little box, I did notice that it had contained all center caps. There's looks like 2 of those, maybe more. I got 1, 2, 4 of those, and then 1, 2, 3 of this style. And they look like they all got the mounting studs still on them. So that's a pretty cool piece. I'm actually gonna put this on the tripod. All right, so we got control arms. Probably not much value in them, because I believe you can still buy new. We'll look into that. Here's a nice looking, looks like it's been all cleaned up. Carbureted intake. Again, let's see if there's any value in that. Another control arm. So this box was actually kind of a neat little box. Try to bring you in here a little bit closer so we can see. Hopefully you can see. I'm not the greatest at this, so I do apologize. Trying to adjust this thing. So here's a center console bin, coin holder, cup holder, etc., etc. And then he actually went through the trouble of writing what the screws, what these screws fit. So, I don't know. I don't know if they're worth anything. We'll look it up. Here's some factory lug nuts. It's cool that he's got the note on there, written on there, so he knows what they are. Door trim panel, handle bezels. We've got several of those listed. More screws. This is miscellaneous parts. I don't know what you can and cannot see. I'm trying to get you in here. I'm sorry. Oh, a dome light lens. That's a good piece. Those actually sell, so we'll set that. Make sure that doesn't get lost. Door lock knobs, mirror trim knobs or buttons, whatever you want to call them. Speaker grills. Another ashtray. We've got several of those already. Just a box of just screws. I'm not going to go through every screw. Window cranks. Seat bracket bolts. Huh. Just all kinds of cool things. Here's a neat Autometer water temperature gauge. So that'll definitely get listed. Miscellaneous bracketry, etc. Some different bolts, body washers, carburetor parts, door latch or a hood latch, more different bolts, and then this says it's sway arm bushings. Yep, sway bar bushings. So, this box is pretty cool. It's got a few pieces in there that can be neat, can be sold. Trapping myself in over here. I'm getting things out of the way, where I can't get to them. I'm gonna trap myself in this corner. So, this milk crate has a blue horn pad, and then seatbelt latches, and these are known, if you ever pay attention to your car, if you don't know, this right here where the bolt goes through and it mounts to the body, these get rust, and they will actually rust completely through this end. And I would assume that if you're ever in a wreck and if that's rotted away, it's not going to do any good. So that's a part that I'm not saying you need to check every month or whatever, but I would definitely consider looking into it. So this is all just seatbelt parts and miscellaneous bracketry, etc. There's a speaker in there and things like that. So there's a sill plate. This actually looks like it's pretty nice shape. That can get listed. Yeah, this piece here is a bit. It goes on the back, so it's not that big of a deal. And it's metal, so this box contains rear coil springs, and they are brand new. There's 2 sets, and he couldn't remember what they were for, so they may or may not. They look like Shelby Charger, but they may not be. He also had a Saturn and a Porsche at one time. There's a hood release cable and a map light of some sort. A set of seat brackets and a parking brake handle. Other than the springs, nothing oohing and eyeing in there. And this stuff is all actually really clean. So we were standing there talking, and I seen these 2 boxes. I don't know if you can see them on the shelf. And he couldn't remember what was in them. Well, you know, I'm always excited to find the NOS parts, but they're just fuel filters. So both boxes contains a fuel filter kit. But you know, somebody will buy them. We'll get rid of them. We'll find them a home. This box has got a little more weight to it. Another miscellaneous box. There's a bumper bracket for something. Does not look familiar. Don't know what it fits. Here's a throttle body. This might not be... This doesn't look like Chrysler either. This might be something totally unrelated. There's a timing chain. We know that's not for these cars. And then... I don't know what this is. Let's see. Portioning valve, or fuel pressure regulator, sorry. Yeah, I don't think this box is what Shelby is, all any Shelby parts. We'll go through it again once we get settled in. Right now I'm just trying to figure out what all I have. Couple of armrests. Nothing super exciting there. So a lot of these boxes you'll see that they're not full. They have stuff in them, but they're not completely full. So once we get all this done and we go through everything, we get all sorted out, all condensed boxes, you know, to make it easier for us to take it downstairs and get ready to put it in the store. I got 4 engine computers. I'm assuming they're all for Shelby Charger. There's I'm gonna guess this is for the fuel tank, because this looks like it would go through the floor to the fuel tank. So here's your sitting unit. Must be for that, but it's the whole harness for the back. This is another miscellaneous box. There's a couple of ball joints. Like I said, I'm trying to keep you in the video. Miscellaneous screws, bolts, blah blah blah. Power steering, rack and pinion shield. Some more miscellaneous bolts. Some shock covers. Charger emblem. And then just more miscellaneous pieces and parts. So this is labeled, I don't know, we'll go to it later. Keep moving. I got work to do. This box has a distributor cover, power steering pump bracket. There's a crank pulley for non-AC, no, with AC. And then some miscellaneous other little brackets, etc. Thermostat housing. So it looks like he kept a lot of spares, which is fine. That's good. More stuff for us. So this box has a cluster that's in pieces. There's the main panel, the front panel, and that's it. There's another cowl shield. This is probably the smoke pump cover. Exhaust hangers. Some more window cranks. Some body plugs. Exhaust manifold bolts. There's a front timing cover probably. I don't know, that might be another air pump cover. Just some more miscellaneous hardware. Here's the Dodge emblem. Again, I can't see my cameras. I don't know if you're seeing this one. I hope that you are. So another little box. It's not heavy. Just got some more miscellaneous parts in it. None of these boxes are really super heavy. So we got 2 more armrests, some rear speaker covers, passenger side inner door handle, bezel, and that's it. This box, get up there, has a blue Shelby Charger steering wheel. It's not too terrible. And then this steering wheel, we didn't know what it fit. He thought maybe a Saturn. I'll look it up later. I got shift clevises, a whole bunch of shifter rods. This one's already, looks like it's brand new. So that one there looks, yeah, that looks brand new. Actually, so does this one. Looks brand new. Believe it or not, most of these look pretty nice. But we'll, we got these listed already on eBay, similar ones. So we'll just add this to the inventory. So if you're looking for any of those, hit us up because we've got them. This is probably one of the heavier boxes. This has got 2 Shelby Charger exhaust manifolds. I'm not going to dig them out. I don't know the value on those, if there is any. They you know, most guys, they don't look bad unless they crack. So, I don't know. We'll list them. And even if I get them, you know, get a little bit of money out of them, that's better than nothing. No idea what this is. What that fits does not look familiar at all. This is a new AC dryer. But I'm not sure. This stuff doesn't fit this car either. This is not a glove box for... So this is probably a different car. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's a rearview mirror. Oh yeah, this is for a different car. This box isn't even our kind of parts. There was an oil pan down here in the back. You can't really see it. It's kind of buried. But it's just an oil pan. Making lots of ruckus. We got front engine mounts. Some more shift clevises that are actually really nice. That one's clean. Distributor with the Hall effect for a carbureted car. Some more brackets, another clevis, mounting bracket, more motor mounts. Trying to save these 2 white boxes because those are my table. That's what I'm using for a table, so I can hopefully get y'all to see this. We got light gray glove box door, the little button screws for the glove box, a kick panel, and another seat belt latch. That's the driver's side. This weather is crazy. It was 70 degrees just 2 days ago, and today it's like 40 and spitting rain. And, well, whatever. We got 2 silver sill plate trims and another sill plate here. And then another piece of the metal headliner trim. This is a dash bezel, but it's broken. It's got a hole drilled in it. So unfortunately, that's not going to make the cut. This is the box I'm going to go through last. That's actually a neat box. Got some neat stuff in it. And this one's got a little bit of weight. That's probably, our last box is probably the nicest box there is, in my opinion. So miscellaneous interior engine hardware bits and pieces. Here's an alternator adjustment bracket. I actually might have a buyer for that right now. Some pulleys, camshaft sprockets, miscellaneous in there. Now we're going to go to my table. So bear with me on this. Alright, so exhaust flange. There's a starter and an AC compressor. I'm not digging those out. Y'all know what a starter and an AC compressor looks like. And then this box has an AC dryer and it looks like another compressor. So again, I'm not going to go through it because you know what that stuff looks like. So, make my little table back up here. And let's set this box up here. Let's see what's in here. Can you see it? You can. Let's move you over here. Alright, so this box. Again, there's nothing that's, oh my god, a holy grail part. But it's still cool to get this stuff. You know, 2 distributors now. This one is definitely a Chrysler. 2.2. Non-turbo. This one, I don't know what it fits. Unless, yeah, somebody took the bottom part of the shaft off. So, wiper, motor cover, it looks like. But all the stuff in here is new. The speedometer gear and a cable, we sell the gears. We can't normally keep those in stock. But here's an ignition rotor. It's not an NOS Mopar, but there is some NOS Mopar parts in here. So this is probably, this was the find. And, dag nabbit. Hopefully this isn't what's going to be every box. That's an NOS oxygen sensor box with a used O2 sensor in it. Dag nabbit. I was hoping, you know, that this stuff was new. But, we'll see. Starter relay, used. Yeah, this is not looking like I was hoping it would look like. There's some kind of a solenoid. I have no idea what those are. Must go in the carburetor or something? No clue. But they, one at least appears used. Well, again, I'm not going to complain. There's another used oxygen sensor. I can see a lot of parts getting put in this Daytona. Oil pressure switch, that is new. Another NOS part. Mopar. Connecting rod bearing. Those are new. So, at least one part's NOS. Another used ignition rotor. I don't understand why people do that, and why do they keep used parts? These are used. I don't get, if it's used and no good, in my opinion, get rid of it. That's just how I am. Now I do have some belts and hoses that were original Mopar parts off of like that 84 Turbo Z we parted a couple years ago, but I kept those for reference on the what do they call that, the lettering style. I don't know what it's called, so they can be copied. A solenoid that's used. Another oil sitting unit, oil pressure switch. Yep, that's new. Never heard of that brand before. Philco. Thermostat that's used. Well, this really stinks. I was really excited. I used distributor cap. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I guess you win some, you lose some. We're still going to be okay on parts. This isn't what I was hoping it was. I was hoping it was all new stuff. There's a map sensor that looks used. I don't know how to test a map sensor. I'll also have to see if I can figure it out. Because even if it's still good, it's still usable. Because they don't think they really make that stuff anymore. More rod bearings, but they're TRW brand. Another used rotor button. Used speed sensor. This is more NOS boxes, but the way it's been looking, it's probably used parts again. Oh, fuel filters, 2. Hopefully those aren't used. Hopefully we didn't keep 2 used fuel filters. They're in the original boxes, but as we've seen so far, that doesn't make a difference. Nope, these are brand new. Carbureted fuel filters that sit up along the carburetor, so at least something out of here is another carb package, filter package. It's probably the same thing. I'm going to guess. There's a used ignition coil in here. Again, yeah, there's 2 more fuel filters in there. A used ignition coil and another set of aftermarket plug wires that are, I'm going to say used because they're already in the distributor cap. So that's it. So, oh, that's not it. Let me get you back off of here. We also got some front coil springs, some struts with springs on them. I'm pretty sure they're Shelby Charger. I'll look at them closer like everything else. But this, believe it or not, is probably a piece that I'm glad I found. It's a shock for the rear of a Shelby Charger or an L body. It's no good because you can literally push it down with your hand. However, this gives me the shape and the style and the number. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a number down there to cross-reference this. And the reason I want to cross-reference this is because one of our trips to the Dodge dealer, we got some NOS shocks that look like that. They have the same design, but I don't know what they fit. I could not find the part number. So my plan is to take that shock and compare dimensions, etc., to the NOS ones we have. So anyway, that's it. That's everything we got off of the quick trip last night. I said it was an hour and a half one way, and then hour and a half back, and we was only there, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour by the time we got loaded up and talked to the gentleman for a little while. So I've got work to do. I got to go through all this stuff. It's now currently sitting in my way. My garage is already overfilled, as you know. But, it's what it is. You run a business, and you got to keep chasing. So, did, real quick, start on the 86 Turbo Z. I'm not going to get in full detail on what we're doing with this, like where we're at on it, because I'm doing step-by-step videos on that car. So, like, follow, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you see anything that you have that you need, let me know. Otherwise, you'll be able to find all of this stuff and more on our eBay store. I will include a link to that in the description. And, yeah, let's do this again. We'll catch you on the next one.